Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This last episode for today is entitled The Wrestling Arena. When Krishna and Balaram entered the wrestling arena along with their friends, Krishna appeared differently to different people according to their different relationships or rasas with Krishna. Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure and the reservoir of all kinds of rasas, both favorable and unfavorable. To the wrestlers, Krishna appeared exactly like a thunderbolt. To the people in general, Krishna appeared as the most beautiful personality. To the females, Krishna appeared to be the most attractive male, Cupid, personified, and this increased their lust within the heart. The cowherder men who were present looked upon Krishna just as their own kinsmen, coming from the same village of Vrindavan. The impious Kshatriya kings who were present saw Krishna as the strongest ruler and strongest chastiser. To the parents of Krishna, namely Nanda and Yashoda, Krishna appeared to be their most loving child. And to Kamsa, the king of the Bhoja dynasty, Krishna appeared to be death personified. To those who might be unintelligent, Krishna appeared to be an incapable personality. To the yogis present, Krishna appeared to be Paramatma, the super soul within the heart. And to the members of the Vrishni dynasty, Krishna appeared to be their most celebrated descendant. Thus, having been appreciated differently by different kinds of men present, Krishna entered the wrestling arena with Balaram and his cowherder boyfriends. Having heard that Krishna had already killed the elephant Kuvalaya Pida, Kamsa knew beyond any doubt that Krishna was indeed formidable. Kamsa thus became very much afraid of Krishna. Krishna and Balaram had long arms. They were beautifully dressed, and they were attractive to all the people assembled there. Krishna and Balaram were dressed as if they were going to a dramatic stage. Thus they drew the attention of all the people. The citizens of Mathura city, who saw Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thus became very much pleased, looking on Krishna's face with unsatiable glances, as if they were drinking the nectar from heaven. Seeing Krishna gave them so much pleasure that it appeared as if they were not only drinking the nectar of seeing Krishna's face, but were also smelling the aroma and licking up the taste of Krishna's body. And they were embracing Krishna and Balaram with their arms. They then began to talk among themselves about these two transcendental brothers. For a long time, they had heard of the beauty and activities of Krishna and Balaram, but now they were personally seeing them face to face. They were thinking that Krishna and Balaram must be two plenary incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, who had now appeared in Vrindavana. The citizens of Mathura began to recite various pastimes of Krishna which they had heard, such as Krishna's being born as the son of Vasudeva, Krishna's being taken into the care of Nanda Maharaj and his wife Yashoda in Gokula. And they also recited all those events leading to Krishna's coming to Mathura just to favor them. They spoke about the killing of the demon Putana, the first demon to be killed by Krishna, as well as the killing of Trinavarta, who came as a whirlwind. They also recalled the deliverance of the twin Arjuna trees, who were actually the two sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvara and Manigriva. Thus, the citizens of Mathura spoke among themselves. Yes, we have heard Shankachuda, Keshi, Denuka, and many other demons were killed by Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan. And Krishna also saved all the cowherder men of Vrindavan from a devastating fire. Krishna chastised the Kaliya snake within the waters of the Yamuna. And Krishna curbed the false pride of the heavenly king Indra. Krishna held up the great Govardhan hill in one hand for 7 continuous days. And Krishna saved all the people of Gokula from incessant rain, hurricane, and hailstorm. We have heard and we remember that the damsels of Vrindavan were so pleased by seeing Krishna's beauty and participating in his loving activities, they forgot the troubles of material existence altogether. Simply by thinking of Krishna and seeing him, they forgot all sorts of fatigue. The Mathura citizens discussed the dynasty of Yadu, saying that because of Krishna's appearance in that dynasty, the Yadus would remain the most celebrated people in the whole universe forever. The citizens of Mathura then began to talk about Balaram. They spoke of Balaram's very beautiful lotus petal eyes, and they remarked, "This beautiful boy, Balaram, has killed the Pralamba demon and many other demons also." And while they were thus talking about the activities of Krishna and Balaram, they heard the vibrations of different bands announcing the wrestling match. The famous wrestler Chanura then began to talk with Krishna and Balaram. "So, my dear Krishna and Balaram, we have indeed heard about your past activities. We know that you are great heroes, and therefore the king has called you. We have heard that your arms are very strong. So the king and all the people present here desire to see a display of your wrestling abilities. You should understand that a citizen should be obedient and please the mind of the ruling king, because acting in that way, a citizen attains all kinds of good fortune. One who does not care to act obediently is made unhappy because of the king's anger. You are cowherder boys, and we have heard that while tending your cows in the forest, you enjoy wrestling with each other. We wish, therefore, for you to join us in wrestling, so that all the people present here, along with King Kamsa, will be pleased." Krishna could immediately understand the purpose of Chanura's statements. Krishna prepared to wrestle with him, but According to the time and circumstances, Krishna first spoke as follows. You wrestlers are the subject of the king of the Bhojas. You live in the jungle. And we are also indirectly the king's subjects. And we try to please him as far as possible. So this offering of wrestling is a great favor of his. But the fact is that we are simply boys. Of course, sometimes we play in the forest of Vrindavan with our friends who are our own age. We think that to combat persons of equal age and strength is good for us. But to fight great wrestlers like you would not be good for the audience, for it would contradict their religious principles. Krishna thus indicated that the celebrated strong wrestlers should not challenge Krishna and Balaram to fight. But in reply to this, Chanura spoke. My dear Krishna, we can very well understand that you are neither a child nor a young man. You are transcendental to everyone, as is your big brother Balaram. Indeed, you have already killed the elephant Kuvalaya Pida. That elephant was capable of fighting thousands of other elephants, and you have killed him in a wonderful way. So, because of your strength, it behooves you to compete with the strongest wrestlers amongst us. I therefore wish to wrestle with you, Krishna, and your elder brother Balaram can wrestle Mushtika. Here are notes on this chapter from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The following verse, which explains the 10 different attitudes towards Krishna described in this segment. Raudra bhutascha sringaro hasyam viryo dayatata vayanakashka bibhatsa shanta saprema bhaktika. There are 10 different moods. Number 1, Raudra, fury, which was perceived by the wrestlers. Adbhuta, wonder, perceived by the men. Shringara, conjugal attraction, perceived by the ladies. Hasya, laughter, perceived by the cowherdermen. Vira, chivalry, experienced by the kings. Daya, mercy, experienced by Krishna's parents. Bhayanaka, terror, experienced by Kamsa. Bibhatsa, ghastliness, experienced by the unintelligent. Shanta, peaceful neutrality, experienced by the yogis. And finally, prema bhaktika, loving devotion, experienced by the Vrishnis. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that people like the wrestlers, Kamsa, and the impious rulers perceive Krishna as dangerous, angry, or threatening because they fail to understand the actual position of the personality of Godhead. For actually, Lord Krishna is everyone's friend and everyone's well-wisher. But because we rebel against Krishna, then Krishna chastises us, and thus we may perceive Krishna as threatening. However, Krishna, or God, is actually merciful, and when Krishna punishes us, that is also Krishna's mercy. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes the following Vedic statement from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Rasovaisa rasanghi evayam labdvanandi bhavati. Krishna himself is rasa, the taste or mellow of a particular relationship. And certainly, one achieves this rasa, achieves anandi, filled with bliss. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also quotes a further verse to explain the word rasa. Vyatitya bhavana vartma yash chamatkara bharabhu hridi satvoj vale vadham svadate saraso mata. That which is beyond imagination, that which is heavy with wonder, and that which is relished in the heart, shining with all goodness, such is known as rasa. As Srila Rupa Goswami elaborately explains in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are five main rasas, namely neutrality, servitude, friendship, parental love, and conjugal love. And there are 7 secondary rasas, namely amazement, humor, chivalry, compassion, fury, fear, and dread. Thus, altogether there are 12 rasas, 5 major, 7 minor, and the supreme object of all of them is Sri Krishna himself. In other words, our love and affection are actually meant for Sri Krishna. Unfortunately, out of ignorance, we stubbornly try to squeeze happiness and love out of material relationships which are not directly connected to Krishna. And so our material life becomes a series of constant frustration. But the solution is simple. Surrender to Krishna, love Krishna's devotees, and thus be happy forever. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Dayane Hiranya Kashipu Vakshaha Shilatam Kanakalaye Ito Nrsimha Padato Nrsimha Yato Yanto Yankato Nrsimha Bahi Nrsimha Hridaye Nrsimha Nrsimha Madin Sharanam Prabhati Nrsimha Madin Sharanam Prabhati Nrsimha Madin Sharanam Prabhati Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish, Jai Jagadish Hare, Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Om Ta